Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Regroup Show. I am your host, LJ Walker. Well, one of my subscribers sent me an article which indicated that Kenya Moor, who is formerly from the Real Housewives of Atlanta, that her house was being foreclosed on. So I decided to look into that. I couldn't click on the article because I'm blocked from that particular website based on my VPN. However, I typed it in and AI came up and said that was a rumor, that was not true. Her house is not being foreclosed on. She did have some tax issues in the past regarding that particular house, but that's basically it. They also said that she actually bought the house from a tax foreclosure. She paid $515,000 for it, and she put $500,000 in it. The house currently is worth approximately $1.3 million. So in a way, right now, she's looking pretty good. She's made a profit of $300,000. The tax issues that she did have in the past with that particular house have all been settled. So there really wasn't much for me to look into that. However, what was not presented to me, or what I did find out, was that her former husband, he was actually being evicted from both his personal residence and also the commercial. He has not paid his rent and owes a lot. He's back by 2 months. So, hey, there was something on his Instagram indicating that he loves Brooklyn, but it sounds as though he's leaving Brooklyn and plans on going somewhere else to set up shop. But listen, even if you plan on leaving somewhere, you can't just break your lease like that. Yes, there are some landlords that will say, oh, okay, you want to move, fine. You don't have to pay me till the end of the lease. However, there are some landlords that no, they are very strict and they stick to whatever agreement was signed. So if your lease ends in, let's say, December, and you found a new place and you decide that you're going to move out in June, they can stick it to you and say, no, you need to pay me every month until December. So I have a feeling that that's what it was. And I have a feeling that the landlord just was like, okay, great, you can move, but you're still going to pay me. However, what I did notice in one other article, the landlord indicated that the place was abandoned. So it doesn't really sound as though he went to the landlord and said, hey, I'm moving out. Can you release me from this agreement? It doesn't sound as though that was what was done. It sounds that he just picked up his stuff and left and went. And that's a definite no-no. Okay? So, guys, when you are in any type of rental agreement, you got to read those agreements. And if at any point in time you decide that there's a paragraph or two or something in there that, you know what, times change, your circumstances has changed, because as you guys know, both Kenya, they divorced. The divorce finalized this year, even though it was put in, 2 years ago? It finally was decreed or declared or finalized a few months ago, as a matter of fact. So, yeah, this guy, I mean, from what I could see, he was a piece of work anyway, but this kind of proves to me he's really a piece of work, to just up and leave and don't say, hey, I'm leaving, because I'm pretty sure most landlords that I know, I do it. If my tenant comes to me and say, I got a new job somewhere else, Or even if they didn't get a new job, even if they were to come to me and say, I found a new place and I'm going to move, I'm not going to force them to pay to the end of the lease. They have to pay, of course, the month they're there. No, I do not let them use security deposit, and I don't encourage others to, because a lot of times they leave your house in a mess. So what I say to them is, look, as long as you put the place back, you will get your security deposit back, but I'm not going to use your security deposit as last month's rent. Okay? He could have done the same thing too, but because he abandoned the place, I think that's why the landlord said, okay, oh no, you abandoned, you didn't, which means you didn't tell me, and you are back 2 months, you owe me 2 months rent on top of all of that. No, I'm going to come after you and I'm going to sue you in court. However, this is what I got to say to the landlord. Good luck. Because in New York City, sometimes it can take a year before a case actually goes to court. And then after it's actually in court, sometimes it takes another year. And then for the judge to actually sign off on the writ of possession, that can take another year. So we're talking about 3 years in total just to get your money back. And I don't know how he left the place. He might not have left the place in a nice way on top of all of that. So yeah, good luck to the landlord in this situation. I hope the best for both of them, since there has been some financial issues, especially since Kenya is not with Real Housewives anymore. She is making money off of the hair care line, and I also heard that the salon was pretty good. I haven't been to it because the property that I own is not in Metro Atlanta or North Atlanta. It's really a southern area near the airport. So I haven't had the pleasure, but I've heard from other people that I know that live down there that it's great. So I wish her much success, much luck. And also, if you really think about it and you look at it, her financial issues didn't really seem to occur until she married this guy. And I know that divorce, many times it takes a lot out of people financially, because lawyers are not cheap. And being that this particular divorce dragged on for as long as it did, financially, there probably are some issues on both sides. But I wish both of them well. I wish them the best. All right. And listen, guys, we don't just talk about people. What do? We look at their situation and we learn. And then we move forward. Okay? So, and I hope this example that I presented will help you make smart financial moves. Feel free to pass this amongst your friends. Remember, each one reach one, teach one. Bye for now. Until next time, have a good night.